Hi guys, Craig here, Hunter Home Finance. Hope you're well, enjoying the hot weather. It's been about 2 weeks since I posted my last video on the Bank of England base rate changes and what that actually might mean for you as a mortgage holder or future mortgage holder. Now I had a good response about that video, so thanks for that, everyone that's commented, seen me on the street, everyone I've spoken to. And it was suggested that I should possibly do more of these videos moving forward. So with that in mind, I thought it's about time I posted another one. I will actually look to start doing these every week on different subjects moving forward. So here we go. So this week I really wanted to talk about predominantly buying your first home. Okay, so really some key pointers for first time buyers to think about before looking for that first dream home. The key word there is before. Almost everybody is going to be guilty of doing things in the reverse order of how I feel they should be done to give yourself the best possible chance of success and the least amount of stress. It's what I call being buyer ready. Now, a lot of these points will actually still apply if you're not a first time buyer, so for everyone else, stick around and you might pick up some useful tips too. So let's start at the beginning. When you're looking to buy a house, be that your first house, next house, even an additional property, what do we all do? Well, I'll tell you, we all go on to Rightmove, Zoopla, estate agent windows, websites, wherever, and you will fall in love with that perfect property. The problem with that is that after that, every other property you look at, you're going to be comparing to that one. And that's even before you know if you can even buy it, right? Wrong. By doing this, you're setting yourself up for stress, anxiety, worst case scenario, disappointment. Now, there are a couple of things you need to be doing first in order to set yourself up in the best possible way to be buyer ready, and I'll explain what those are now. Okay, so step one, what does your credit file look like? Okay, and most people I ask that question to will answer something along the lines of, oh yeah, it's fine, my score is 700, 800, 900, whatever. But notice I didn't actually ask what your score was. I actually asked what your credit file looked like. Now, that's massively important, and the difference there can be the difference between people falling at the first hurdle and missing out on their dream home or being buyer ready. That credit score that you're given is just a score that the credit referencing agency uses themselves. Now, the three main ones are Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. The mortgage lender have their own credit scoring system. That's made up of several factors, one of which is your credit file. Now, do yourself a favour, if you haven't already got it, get yourself your credit file and start checking the detail. Different lenders use different credit referencing companies. Okay? So, because of that, how do you know when you go to the mortgage lender to make your mortgage application which agency it is they're going to be using? Some will use one, some will use two, some will use one on your agreement in principle and then use another one on your full mortgage application. Okay, so how do you know which one to look at? This is where something like Check My File comes in. That's actually really good. You can subscribe to that, sign up, and that will allow you to check all three, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, on the same page, on the same report, so you can compare your information. It's free to do that for the first 30 days, and you can cancel anytime thereafter for free. Bear in mind, if you don't cancel within that 30 days, he's going to charge you $14.99 a month from then on. So don't forget, basically. Once you have your file, though, you need to start checking the detail. Now, a simple error in any of those areas or any of those referencing agencies could be the difference between passing your credit check and being declined. First area to check, address history. Okay, really important. Are your addresses correct and are the dates concurrent? What I mean by that is, are your addresses where you were living at the right time correct? And more importantly, there's no gaps in between. Okay? If you notice something missing, contact the credit referencing agency, tell them what's wrong. They will be able to update it, fix the problem. They may ask you for evidence, utility bills, bank statements, whatever, relating to you being at said address, but they should be able to sort it out fairly quickly. Okay? Not having the correct address history on your credit file can actually prevent the mortgage lender from being able to pull through the information they need in order to give you a mortgage decision. So, secondly, are you on the electoral roll? Okay, again, check it. If you are not on the electoral roll on your credit report, but you actually are registered to vote, again, you need to make sure they update that. If you are not on the electoral roll at your current property, do yourself a favour, go online, register to vote and make sure that's updated too, okay? It shouldn't be too difficult with any of these issues that you have with your credit agencies to update it with that provider, okay? It's just a simple phone call and they should be able to do it for you. Lastly, on your credit file, that's going to contain all of the information regarding your credit history and arrangements. Now on this file you should see credit cards, loans, mobile phone contracts, hire purchase agreements, bank accounts. They're all going to be listed there, and importantly the history of each one of those accounts. So are you up to date? Have you had missed payments, late payments, defaults, right up to even county court judgments, okay? Check that information. Is it correct? Have they got you down as a missed payment somewhere where it actually wasn't? Can you prove that it wasn't? Again, update it with the referencing agency, okay? What you're looking for there is green circles around all of your agreements to show that you have maintained your side of the bargain. So that's really it for your credit file, okay? So address history, electoral roll, credit agreements, okay? Make sure that's all right. Now that you've got that sorted, the next step, what you really need to be doing is seeing a qualified mortgage broker. Now, that part of the process is vital for a lot of different reasons. What your broker should be able to do for you is talk through your plans and guide you through the important details. How much you can borrow. Different lenders have different ways of calculating lending limits. Therefore, your broker should be able to tell you what your limits are and make sure you're not setting yourself up to fail looking at a dream home that you can't afford. How much deposit do you need? They can steer you on the deposit sizes, lender requirements, where that deposit can come from, where it can't come from, how to evidence the deposit. All of that your broker can go through with you. Just because a lender will lend you enough money to buy a property, can you afford the ongoing repayments? So again, how much is it going to cost monthly? Your broker can sit down with you, go through a detailed budget planner, income, expenditure. They should be able to give you an idea of how much your monthly payments would be based on your lending and your deposit size and your term, whether it be that 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 35 years, whatever that may be. Without knowing that, you don't know if you can even afford the mortgage that you may get to buy the house you want. Okay? The final piece that the broker can go through with you is the costs involved in buying your property. Now, costs can vary, but in some cases there may be mortgage lender product fees, valuation fees, broker fees, solicitor fees, stamp duty costs. All of those need to be factored into your budgeting when you're buying your property. And again, your broker can go through that in detail and make sure there's no surprises. So, in a nutshell, my belief is that now you've got your credit file sorted, you know your borrowing limits, upfront costs, monthly costs moving forward have been explained to you, and you're clear on what evidence the lender is going to want from you, you're now buyer ready. Now you can go looking for that perfect property knowing that that property is a realistic option. Now, here at Hunt Home Finance, we can offer a free, completely free consultation where I can go through all of this with you in detail, putting you on the front foot. And as it's no cost to you whatsoever, it really couldn't be easier. So, as always guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions regarding what I've just been through, feel free to put it in the comments online, wherever you see this video. Or you can contact me on any of the details that are going to be popping up on the screen shortly. And I really do look forward to speaking to you. Next video will be up soon. Please also contact me, message me, whatever you need to do. If there's anything specific you'd like me to cover in any of these videos coming up. But that's it. Until the next one. See ya.